The news that shook Cody arrived as a dark shadow fell across the front porch of his strangely quiet Flagstaff house, the sun low in the horizon. The mayhem had ceased, but tranquility was something Cody hadn't experienced in a long time. Once a collection of several houses, a handful of wives, and more children than one could count at first sight, the family had fractured. What was left were echoes, some bitter, others laced with guilt. And one very real legal document that now seared in Cody's hand. He stared at the bundle of court papers Aurora had sent to her attorney. His heart pounded, not from fear, at least not at first, but from sheer disbelief. How did it come to this? He asked himself. Inside the packet was a formal lawsuit disputing the ownership and transfer of a Flagstaff property. Aurora Sullivan, now a legal adult, was listed as the plaintiff, with Kody Brown named as the defendant. Back then, in 2020, Robyn had pleaded with Cody to trust and hold that very same land for Aurora's future. Hey everyone, welcome back to Reality Recap. Don't forget to like the video. Robyn was adamant back then that it was just a technicality. Cody, you're her father now. Just sign it over to protect her. You promised you'd treat her like your own. Blinded by his love and trust for Robyn, Cody had signed without ever reading the fine print. That signature now felt like a trapdoor. The hidden land deal. Cody reviewed the paperwork again, his brow deeply furrowed. Before the land was ever divided, the property had been purchased using money from the Coyote Pass Fund, which now holds a value north of $450,000. But the latest information from the lawsuit was a punch to the gut. Robyn had made Aurora the sole beneficiary on the title. Cody's signature didn't transfer ownership, but it did change legal control. Now, with Robyn's lawyer in her corner, Aurora was suing Cody for sole ownership and suing him for mismanaging the property and causing damage. The betrayal hurt more than anything Meri, Janelle, or Christine had ever done. This wasn't an accident, it was deliberate. It was calculated. The papers rested on the kitchen counter as Cody stepped back. In the quiet, his voice broke. "What did you do to me, Robyn?" Meri and Janelle spoke their opinions the moment the court petition became public. The lawsuit sparked open talk online. Both former wives did not mince words. While Meri was tactful with her language on Instagram Live, hurt seeped through. Sometimes you see someone construct their whole life on a lie, and you just hope it doesn't destroy them. But when the lie hurts people, that's a different kind of betrayal. In her one-on-one TLC interview, Janelle was even more direct. Robyn was playing chess while the rest of us played house. She chuckled, then smiled sourly. It's tragic, really. Cody left us for her, and now her daughter's suing him. Robyn, and the breaking point. Cody's rage slid into hysteria as he turned on Robyn. You manipulated me. You promised this was for Aurora's protection. You never explained I'd be the one in charge, or that she'd be holding the entire deed. Robyn, with puffy eyes from tears, flung up her arms. You said you wanted her as safe as your own. I did what any mother would have done. Don't make this my fault. She's your daughter, too. Don't make this sound like some grand act. Cody yelled back. You led me on. This was your scheme from the beginning. The brawl erupted. Robyn accused Cody of being a control freak. Cody replied that she planned a long con to get riches for her biological children at the expense of the rest of the Brown kids. The mic stayed hot although TLC producers edited out filming during the heated argument. Sources report the most damning line was still caught on a boom mic. I would have never signed those documents if I knew this was your endgame, Cody was heard say. If I had known you'd use Aurora to sue me, I should have seen it. You were only ever looking out for yourself. Aurora speaks, and the public reacts, and finally, with the help of her attorney, Aurora spoke publicly. I don't have personal feelings about this lawsuit. It's all about protecting my future and grabbing land that I was promised, supposedly. I really do love my family, but I have to do what is right. Critics were not ready to forgive. Online, many accused Robyn of playing behind her daughter, using Aurora as a tool to bring out a hidden financial scheme. Christine's daughter, Isabel, went viral with a TikTok video. For the family dream's sake, we sacrificed and let go, she declared. But it's obvious now That dream belonged to just one family, Kody's last confession and fall. What was once impenetrable now looked as though he was nothing but a remnant of his former self. In a candid interview, his eyes rimmed with sleep deprivation and his face unkempt, he confessed, "I don't even know who I am anymore. I thought I was constructing something real, something permanent, a legacy, but now he knew it had been constructed upon sand. Robyn was meant to be my loyalty, my sanctuary. And now she's the one turning me in." He hunched forward, voice cracking, "I sacrificed my whole family for her. I relinquished my children, and now hers is suing me." Of all the heartless turns, this is the worst. The financial and emotional fallout. TLC shut down all ongoing Brown family ventures because of the pending lawsuit and the growing risk that Cody would be held accountable for mismanagement and be forced to continue paying the legal fees. Robyn, who had discreetly manipulated events behind the scenes, now stood alone completely. Her reputation in tatters, Christine and Janelle joined forces to co-write a new, tell-all book, Escape the Brown Illusion. Legal battles, lies, and loved, and the final scene of the season, Cody sat alone at the top of Coyote Pass, surrounded by wind and the dust of a long-dead dream. Robyn's fall into isolation, a chill colder than the coldest Flagstaff wind, now permeated the house Robyn had once so proudly referred to as her sanctuary. The house that was once filled with life now rang with emptiness. No family dinners. No more plans for holidays. Robyn drifted through the hallways like a ghost stuck in the facade she created. She hardly emerged from her bedroom for days. Her phone rang nonstop. Lawyers, reporters, indignant fans, and even distant family members all clamoring to hear why Aurora was suing Cody. Robyn shut them out. The eyes that she once employed so skillfully to paint herself the victim now were empty. The mirror reflected nothing back. Solitude was not only agonizing, it was damning. Even her kids started questioning. After skimming through millions of online posts blaming Robyn for masterminding the whole fall, Brianna accosted her, "Mom, is it true? Did you manipulate Aurora to steal Dad's money?" Robyn hesitated. She extended her hand, attempting to grab Brianna's. "I was just trying to protect her, honey. That's all I've ever tried to do." But Brianna shook her off, her face shadowed with confusion and pain. "Yeah, you said that when you wed Dad, too." Christine reaches her boiling point. Meanwhile, Christine had reached her boiling point. Reading the leaked lawsuit, she phoned Janelle and Meri for an emergency Zoom session. Her eyes smoldered, and her blonde locks were pulled back in a tight bun. "I'm done letting Robyn rewrite history. She pushed me out, made Cody choose her over all of us, and now she wants to take what little we built?"
"No.
Absolutely not," Janelle nodded sadly. "I knew from the moment she cried in that driveway and said, 'I didn't want this,' she wanted every last piece." Christine spoke to a leading civil litigation attorney and begun the process of sending Robyn's team a cease and desist, calling for a financial audit of any withdrawals from the Coyote Pass escrow fund prior to the transfer of property. She accused Robyn of diverting shared funds to purchase private land titles on her biological children, and of fabricating information during family planning sessions. Then Christine made a move no one saw coming. She agreed to testify for Cody. "He might be a narcissist," she told reporters, "but I'll be damned if Robyn gets to burn everything down and walk away with the insurance check." Finally, TLC was no longer able to keep quiet. With sponsors in danger of a mass exodus and fans in a frenzy, the network was left with little choice. If Robyn and Cody remained on the show with no accountability, sponsors declared they were gone. In a highly unusual public statement, TLC released, "We are reassessing our production schedule and taking a close look at the legal issues surrounding the Brown family. Our top priority is transparency and respect for all of these families and for all viewers involved." But behind the scenes, something far more dramatic was brewing. TLC produced a two-part explosive special, The Last Confession. All the wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and even Aurora, were to be given individual, one-on-one interviews to share their side of things. Producers no longer had the right to intervene during the climactic showdown, even when Cody and Robyn had already been shot separately. The tagline said it all. What began as a family ends in reckoning. The children, long confined to the periphery of the screen, spoke up at last. Hunter, Madison, and Gwendolyn publicly besmirched Robyn in Instagram stories, claiming that she had made Cody her puppet and used the legal system for personal enrichment. Still visibly mourning Garrison, Gabe kept his post brief but effective. You always said you loved each one of us like we were yours. So, what happened? But it was Aurora's video that really left everyone shook. In a dimly lit TikTok, her voice shook as she said, This isn't what I thought it would be. I was told the lawsuit would save me, that it was mine. But now, I don't know anymore. It feels like there was never anything real. She turned comments off. But within less than 48 hours, the video already had over 8 million views. Cody sat once again on a rocky outcropping at Coyote Pass, the place where he had dreamed of a successful family business. His boots scuffled the dry dirt. He had not slept in 2 days. His mind was heavier than ever, and flecks of gray began to appear in his beard. Glaring into the last TLC camera, he admitted, I don't even know what love is anymore. I thought it was sacrifice, then obedience. Maybe it's just recognizing when you're being used and leaving before you lose everything. From his jacket pocket, he drew out a crumpled letter. It was from Aurora. That I still love you, it said, but I have to protect myself now. I'm sorry. Setting the stage for TLC's final special, there was a different vibe inside the TLC studio, darker. Gone was the manufactured tension of a standard reunion. This was deadly. The couches were further apart. The audience had been dismissed.
No applause.
No producers yelling energy, just brutal lighting, a single camera crew, and security discreetly posted at each exit. This wasn't a reunion. This was Betrayal being picked apart live, the title of the special, Sister Wives. The last disclosure. Each cast member would answer alone. No interruptions, no crosstalk. Raw, exposed, and not under oath. Just emotionally truthful. Meri sat rigidly on the couch. Nervous energy from previous interviews had dissipated. She answered quietly in a steady voice, but seething rage beneath was evident. You want to know my biggest regret? She said, staring squarely into the camera, that I let them make me invisible. I begged for acknowledgement. She stopped. Robyn cried louder, so I stepped back. Then Janelle did. Then Christine. Now Cody's crying because the house he built from Robyn's tears is finally burning. She pulled out a letter from her handbag, one Cody had written in 2019, where he had attempted to redefine their relationship as purely spiritual. Yeah, you were finished with me long before you had the courage to actually say it, she told them. TLC went immediately into black after her appearance. No commercials. No music. Nothing but silence. Christine brings the receipts. Christine arrived clutching a thick manila folder, full of papers, court documents, screenshots of group chats, and evidence of financial failures. She didn't just show up to vent. She showed up with receipts that we were to share it all. She explained that we received equal pay from TLC. Property taxes were divided. And then Robyn started moving money, saying it was for her children's medical expenses, their college tuition, and her home mortgage. She slapped the folder on the table. She built that mansion on the backs of our children. And the man she used to get everything? She's suing now. Christine paused, her voice stern. Despite how much I detest Cody, this is repugnant. Earlier in the day, Christine's attorney formally filed a civil complaint, along with Meri and Janelle, to retrieve family money that had supposedly been drained out prior to the property lawsuit case. Aurora's interview. Raw and painful. When Aurora entered the studio, there was a change in atmosphere. The room fell silent. Her sparkle was missing. She was tired. A young woman embroiled in a legal fight she never wanted to face. She sat down without making a sound. I signed something I didn't know what it was, she stated. Then she showed him a printed email from Robyn, dated 2021. Mom said it was paperwork. That it would keep me safe. Aurora's voice shook. That I didn't realize it would ruin everything else. She glanced down. That I don't hate Cody. He tried. He made a whole bunch of bad choices. But if I'd known the whole truth, I don't think I ever would have sued. I think. Mom used me to protect something she didn't want to lose. She cried and walked off stage before the camera cut away. The camera stayed on the empty chair for a full 5 seconds. Across the world, viewers witnessed Robyn come apart in real time. When it was Robyn's turn, she walked in with impeccable makeup and a stiff posture, as if she thought that she could still turn the ashes into gold. But her facade broke the instant her eyes found the stack of papers on the coffee table. Christine's proof, Meri's letter, and Aurora's printed email. "This isn't fair," she whispered. "I was just trying to hold the family together." The host didn't flinch. "Did you intentionally buy the Flagstaff property in Aurora's name, without wholly comprehending the possible legal ramification for Cody?" Robyn blinked in shock. "Yes, I asked him to sign." But he knew. He understood what it was. He wanted to protect her. And then, the host read on from Cody's most recent court deposition. "I didn't know Aurora was going to get sole ownership of the property with my signature. I trusted Robyn. I never read the fine print." That pushed Robyn into a tailspin. "He's lying," she exclaimed, her voice breaking. "They're all lying. They hated me from the beginning. This is about land. It's revenge." Tears flowed down her face. But there was no crowd to applaud. Her character's redemption arc was over. Only silence, thick and uncomfortable. She stormed off the stage, and not even the crew shifted or said anything. Cody was last on screen. Alone. His age-worn hands shook as he stared directly into the lens. "I made errors," he conceded. "I trusted the wrong individual. I forgot the individuals who assisted in creating my life. Christine, Janelle, Meri. I lost all of our kids pursuing a dream." He took off his wedding band and put it down softly on the table. "I thought once that love could excuse anything. Now I realize it can also ruin everything." His words barely above a whisper. He grumbled, "I apologize." Only days following the reunion episode, Aurora and Cody's court fight was resolved out of court. While the details were kept under wraps, sources verified that Cody relinquished all claims to the Flagstaff home. Robyn gave up all claim to Coyote Pass and future TLC profits in exchange. Christine, Meri, and Janelle's civil suit continued, though. TLC even offered up internal documents in evidence. Robyn's public persona imploded overnight. Brand partnerships disappeared. Fan pages became call-out pages. Even her children stepped back from the drama. In a subdued statement, TLC announced it would not be renewing Sister Wives for another season. The series finale didn't include a blissful ending or makeup, just a slow-motion pan of an empty Coyote Pass, dust blowing through the air. Weeks following the finale, bookstores nationwide introduced a bombshell memoir, Unraveled. The Internal Disintegration of Sister Wives, authored by Janelle Brown and Christine Brown, forewords by Madison Brownbrush and Gwendolyn Brown. The cover was stark, a lone broken polygamist wedding ring against the familiar dusty landscape of Coyote Pass. The tour of promotion served as a public reckoning, too. Each interview, each panel, each public Q&A stripped away another layer of dishonesty. Christine and Janelle didn't mince words. Robyn always played the damsel in distress, Christine declared in a blazing Good Morning America interview. But behind the scenes, she was rewriting financial rules, manipulating real estate, pulling the strings. And Cody let her. He didn't just go along with it, Janelle added. He endorsed it. He didn't care who it hurt, not even our children, as long as he felt loved. First silent, Meri stunned longtime supporters with 2 big announcements. A solo book contract and a total renovation of her bed and breakfast, as a refuge for women leaving religious trauma and abusive relationships. But the most surprising confession came during a live stream that drew more than 500,000 viewers. "I was quiet for years believing that was loyalty," she said. But loyalty without honesty? That's slavery. She publicly committed to adding her name to Janelle and Christine's civil suit against Robyn and Cody, Robyn's disappearance, and the leak. Robyn disappeared from public view. Her social media accounts went private. No comments. No updates. But then came the leak. She had been canceled by several conservative speaking events. Whispers started about money problems and strained relationships, even with her own kids. Stories went around that Brianna had moved in with a cousin in Utah in secret. Solomon and Ariella, meanwhile, were being homeschooled in complete secrecy. Then, all of a sudden, it all blew up. An anonymous Reddit post appeared, allegedly by a person purporting to be a former legal assistant Robyn had worked for in the course of the Aurora case. It included a 20-page chain of emails that were subsequently confirmed by TLC as genuine. The messages contained phrases such as, "Aura is coached by Robyn in how to emotionally frame the grievance in her initial speech." Ironically, months prior to the property being given over, Robyn had already messaged Cody privately, acknowledging she'd sought the advice of attorneys behind his back. The most hurtful message was, "Cody doesn't need to know everything. He trusts me. When he thinks he's in charge, he's more manageable." The internet blew up. Cody's anger sparked a receipts-filled online war. The leaks caught him entirely off guard. He lost it in a rambling tirade during an impromptu interview with a small, independent reporter, after most major publications refused to talk to him. "Everyone has the impression I was the mastermind. I was the pawn, though. I gave her our family's accounts passwords. I truly thought we were creating a legacy together," he told us. "I guess it turns out I was assisting her in building her own empire." But Cody wasn't finished. Days later, he released a Dropbox link filled with personal files, handwritten notes, voice memos, even a message Christine once left on their fridge in 2019. One audio clip revealed Robyn mocking Christine's back pain in 2018. "Let them go," Cody said. "They were never loyal. We'll raise our kids in peace." Public opinion went a full 180. Fans who once felt sympathetic toward Robyn turned against her, angry at the way she'd manipulated Cody into rejecting the women who helped raise the family. As the drama reached a boiling point, the Brown children, emotionally split already, started speaking up. In a sobbing YouTube vlog, Isabel stated, "I didn't speak to my dad for 9 months after my surgery because he wouldn't fly out. But he helped Robyn's daughter sue him? What does that even mean?" Gabe shared a voicemail from Cody, pleading with him not to turn the other kids against Robyn. Gwen, meanwhile, spoke on TikTok like it was second nature. "Robyn weaponized guilt and tears," she said, "and every single time, Dad rewarded her for it. I'm just glad it's finally out in the open." Even Aurora, feeling swamped by the spotlight, shared on her Instagram story, "I never meant to hurt anyone. I had no idea what I was doing. I'm sorry." Hours later, her account was gone. Then stepped forward Janelle, Meri, and Christine, each one of them owning up. There was enough documented evidence that the civil case moved rapidly along. Christine testified forcefully, unveiling financial deceit, emotional manipulation, and how Cody and Robyn created their own personal empire with family asset. Janelle cried on the witness stand when she told how she'd spent her retirement to help the family move to Flagstaff, only to be told she had no claim to any of the property. Meri, usually seen as the quiet one, brought this out in court. "Robyn once said to me, 'If you don't adapt to this family, you'll be left behind.' Turns out, she was the one who altered the rules and locked the rest of us out." By this time, the trial had captivated the globe. There were more than 1 million fans in the Sister Wives subreddit. Netflix was bidding on rights to the documentary. Podcasts analyzed each court transcript. Even though the final judgment hadn't been handed down, public opinion was unequivocal. Robyn had taken advantage of both Cody and the family money, and Cody's deliberate blindness had allowed it to occur. The initial 3 wives deserved justice, acknowledgement, and at last, their voices restored. TLC revealed its latest limited docuseries, Escaping the Dream, Life After Sister Wives, with exclusive courtroom footage, family tapes, and off-camera discussions that never hit the air. Leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Reality Recap for additional breaking news like this. Thanks for watching. This has been Reality Recap just for you.